Yeah, Nick.
Just start off the top, Jamal Murray. What was your impression of this fourth quarter?
Phenomenal. Really proud of him. He was so frustrated at halftime, and not making shots that he's made his whole career. And then I just grabbed him. I said, listen, take a deep breath. You're putting so much pressure on yourself. Every shot right now is like the end of the world. I believe in you. I love you. Just go out there and play. And for him to go out there and he gets 24 points, 22 in the second half, and I'm not sure how many of those in the fourth quarter, was great to see. For him to have some success after game one, after the first half. So really happy for Jamal, for him to step up and basically close the game out with the shot making that he had down the stretch. First of many for Jamal Murray, I have no doubt.
Coach, tremendous balanced scoring tonight, 4 guys with 20 points. Talk about the distribution of the ball. It seemed like everybody started to find their groove in the second half.
Yeah, 29 assists, only 6 turnovers. That's a great number. And one thing we really harped on after game one was working for the best shot. I thought in game one we took a lot of tough shots, early quick shots. And tonight, I think, to your point, we have a lot of guys. I mean, Paul has 4, 1 assist rather. You got Joker with 8, Jamal with 4, Monte Mark with 6, Bleak with 3. Guys are playing for each other on both ends. I call there's a timeout midway through the third quarter. I thought it was a pivotal point in the game. We're down by 16 points, and I could see it on some of the guys' faces. Which way is this game going to go? And I reminded them we had 18 minutes to go. I reminded them what the Clippers did last night and how much basketball was left. It's only going to happen, though, if we believe, we commit, and we fight, and we attack. And the guys took it to heart, and we closed the game out, I think, on a 57-32 run from that point on. So it's a hell of a win. First win for us, and we didn't get too low after game one. We're not going to get too high after game two. A lot of work, a lot of games to be played.
Coach, after those first 3 quarters of Jamal Murray kind of struggling, was there any thought of potentially pulling him in that fourth quarter, or were you willing just to run it out no matter what and let him get those reps?
I was going with him. He needs this. This is so important for all of our guys, but especially for Jamal. A young player, 3rd year, even though he's out there struggling, trying to play the right way. I felt, regardless, I didn't foresee the fourth quarter he was going to have, but I knew in my heart he needed to get these minutes. He needed to be out there. I needed to show him that I believed in him. That's powerful. If I pull him, does Coach really believe in me? Does he have my back? So I had to stay with Jamal, make or miss, because he's our guy, and I care about him. And he came through in a big way, but never once did I think about pulling him from the lineup.
Is his ability to compartmentalize for a 22-year-old, is that what stands out and makes him unique?
Yeah, but but he's also human. And having the type of failure that he was having, 6 of 24 the first game, didn't make a shot in the first half. Derek White's playing well. That's a lot to hold on to. And, that's why I just wanted to, help him get, just breathe, let it out. It's okay. You have to let all that go and think about the next play, the next quarter. And, he went out there and did a great job. He's a mentally tough kid, to your point, Mike, but he's young. I mean, he's 3rd year in the NBA, a lot of expectations for that young man. And anything I can do to help alleviate that, I will, because I care about him that much.
You talked about the timeout in the third quarter. I want you to go to a different timeout, the one in the second quarter where you got the tech. I don't want you to talk about the tech, but you're down 18. It's about to be 19 at that point. Where are you, and what are you trying to tell your team at that point?
I'm trying to tell them I'm ready to fight. At that point in time, I didn't sense that we were fighting. I didn't sense that we were there they took their game to another level, and I didn't think we matched it. And the game was running away from us. And, like last year, we played Portland late, and I got a tech, probably the best tech I've ever gotten. Tonight, I thought I needed to fight for Nicole. I thought he got fouled. They didn't call it. Not just that play, but just for our group. I'm fighting. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. That's who we have to be. And I thought after that, kids, I thought we responded to that. We cut it right back to 10 points. And going in at the half, we're down 10. Hadn't played great basketball. But the fact that we were still in the game, a point differential that was, something that we could definitely surmount a comeback. And we did. But that's all I was thinking about. I got to show these guys I'm here with them. I'm in the foxhole with them.
If you don't fight there, you're done. You don't fight there.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, because at that point in time, I looked up, it's 12-2, 15-2 to start the quarter, and the game is quickly going away. They're in a comfort zone. We're a little nervous and shook. We got a lot of young guys, and you know, whether it's right or wrong, a lot of the guys, they look to me. After a good play, after a bad play, they're gonna look to me. So I wanted them to look at me and say, okay, you know what? Coach is with us, he's fighting. We gotta start fighting for ourselves. And we did that, and we did it in the second half as well. It's a hell of a come from behind victory. Our fans have been great the whole year. I really felt bad when they started booing Will Barton. That's not gonna help him make a shot. I understand the emotions of a game, and again, our fans have been awesome this whole year, but you know, support our guys. When they're going through you know, a tough time, they could use some love.
You know, we've talked a lot in the last couple of days about Gary Harris, but and he's always really even keel with us. But there had to have been times throughout this year that the frustration had to have been there. What does it say about the way that he's been able to deal with that in the way that he has to set himself up to now be playing his best basketball of the year when you guys need it most?
Yeah, I think it speaks to his maturity, his mental toughness, his resiliency. You know, Gary's background, football player, All-American. He's a tough kid. And then the mental aspect of it too is so important. What a tough year. You know, expectations for him, for our team. He's in the lineup, he's out of the lineup. He's got an injury, he comes back, he gets injured again. That's really frustrating, and it doesn't allow you to get into a consistent rhythm. That's why I thought the end of the regular season, forget the wins and losses, just allowing Gary to find that rhythm and get that confidence coming into this series was so important. And now he's playing like the Gary Harris that we always expect him to play. Attacking, making big shots, cutting without the ball, Nicola finding him, and then playing great defense. You know, so I'm so happy for Gary. You know, this is the first playoffs for a lot of our guys, but Gary in 2 games looks like he's a playoff vet, and I'm not surprised.
We saw Gary grab at his groin. I know you're not a doctor. I'm sure you haven't got time to talk to him yet, but do you have any sort of initial understanding of how he's doing or what he's going
Yeah, I actually don't think it was his groin. I think it was a little, you know, most of us in here know. I think it was more in the family jewels.
Coach.
Hold on, Matt. Last one, Matt.
Coach, following up a little bit on Gary and also Paul, Jamal helps you with that, the comeback. He helps you there, but you've got to be able to score enough points. You're 9 of 30 at one point. Is there also a sense kind of that you guys are figuring out some actions that are working against the Spurs with Gary and the DHO with Jokic and Paul working in the post? Are you starting to get settled in and find some offense finally?
Yeah, I think you know, the game is all about matchups, and you know, it's a chess match. You know, they start big, we start big. They go small. Sometimes we're still big. You know, can our bigs guard Rudy Gay? But we also feel that when we have Paul Millsap in the game, they're going to have a hard time when they're small guarding Paul. And so whether it's Bertans, whether it's Rudy Gay, I think, you know, Paul was able to go down there 7 of 10 from the field, 20 points, and you know, 7 rebounds. He had a fantastic game, and he was a guy that we played through for a while, especially with Nicola not in the game. And then Gary Harris, to your point, whether it's dribble handoffs, whether it's late game, 2-man game between he and Nicola, they play off of each other so well. And the guy that we haven't spoke about, I thought Malik Beasley was big tonight. I mean, like, it's so rewarding when you can look out there. And I remember one time I laughed to myself. I'm talking to Monte Morris, Malik Beasley, and Jamal Murray, who are all in the game. And I'm saying, holy shit, we're in the playoffs, and we're doing this with young kids who are not afraid, who are all in, fully invested. And that even makes it more special. But to your point, yes, you know, Gary Harris has his rhythm going. We're finding him in his comfort zones, in the places where he's most comfortable. And Paul's a guy that, you know, depending on the matchup, can play outside and play inside. So, like I said earlier, though, we're getting on that plane tomorrow. We know that's going to be. We haven't won in San Antonio in a long time. So hopefully we can break that streak and try to get another one down there.
Thanks, everyone. Spurs will be bringing the road.